Little Depeche Mode for you there with Heaven. And before that, you heard Blood Orange and Charcoal Baby. Little Depeche Mode for you there with Heaven. And before that, you heard Blood Orange and Charcoal Baby. You're listening to 88.7 KTRM. Up next is M for Me by Lomelda.
Four, three, two, one. It got really loud. Do you guys have your headsets on? It's 5:30 p.m. here on the Truman State campus. And welcome to TMN Television on Thursday, October 30th. I'm Dan Stewart, and I'm Brian Bearhurst. New tonight, find out how the Kirksville community honored Cardiac Awareness Month, and don't miss what sorority hosted their annual Ladybug.
That is stressing me out. I need to get out of there.
Yeah, that's what I told everybody to leave. I was supposed to be discharged. I forgot. President? Executive producer.
Yeah.
You didn't know what Aaron was?
Why? Why don't you refocus on Maria's face?
Let me know when you like putting your mouth over your graphics.
Ooh, that makeup. Whoa, that eyeliner.
Tired.
Is my MCU good? Well, no one can hear me. Doesn't matter. Hey, is this good for my MCU or does it need to be tighter? Ooh, I can zoom out. Zoom out.
Is that how you're gonna be sitting? Yeah, I think that's good.
Am I gonna be? Oh, okay.
I'm just putting it in.
Okay. Because I can read from Google Docs if need be.
No. The only thing we need for I'm just putting it in. Oh, I should tell Dawson when people say graphics. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay. Working on the graphics. It's in.
Nice.
Is the weather script right on there? Yes.
I want water. Someone get me water. Stat. Just kidding. I mean, if you want. Yeah. Who's that, Rachel? Okay. How was your thing?
Me?
Yeah, your rally.
Oh, the United Against Hate thing. It was good.
Cool.
There was some pizza.
I should have went. I was gonna.
Oh, that's what gets you the pizza.
Yeah.
And then
You
we
take
could
it
like write posters, and I made one. I drew a little donut, and I said donut hate.
Well, what if they think it's like donut hate? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you hate
Hating on
donuts.
donuts? Huh? Well,
I guess it's not people,
I don't
right?
know. Mediated communication. What you gonna do? You know?
Rather have someone hate a donut than hate a person. But how can you hate donuts?
If you hate donuts, you probably also hate.
Just the weather script.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Did the right one didn't get printed.
Okay.
What is going on? Like, this just feels very,
Chaotic?
yes,
It's okay.
anarchy. What are we doing? What's the
chill.
plan?
Everything's chill. We're gonna just do a run through at some point. All those people are there because the two of them are getting interviewed. Then I think people are like working on fixing stuff. And I think that's why it feels so chaotic.
It does. Chaotic neutral. I just want it to be a lot.
Have you seen any of your Vista's staff?
You need to be neutral.
Yeah, Gabby showed it.
I'm so freaking excited.
It's a time.
The part where it's like, this is gonna be a new thing with I have orchestra rehearsal.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so good.
Gabby incorporated into my Meet the Staff video the orchestra rehearsal guy.
Gabby is an editing master.
She did. It looks so good. I was
Gabby.
like,
Hey Dawson.
I wish we had a voice of God in here to talk to you over.
We should be getting something now. We should be getting something now. Testing 1, 2. Okay, that would be your audio there. Yeah, you might want to crank your.
Stop. No.
Yeah,
Stop
bring,
using my jokes
bring that up
against
first if
me.
you can. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Yep, you're there.
Are you gonna do weather with us?
And it's going out on the stream. Testing 1, 2. You should be able to hear me. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
Warm.
So you're getting audio from the board and from here.
She says she will release the report in a few days and talked about 6 groups and strategies suggested to improve well. The Board of Governors also approved several action items like contracts for the chiller replacement. Am I done?
You're done. Thank you very much.
Remember weather.
Thank you, ma'am.
It comes
Test
right
1,
after
2. Test 1, 2. I mean, I hear the
PSA.
echo.
Okay.
I hear an echo. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Lindbergher. After a quick break, stay tuned for our Truman
Bring
weather
down.
forecast with Rachel and Gabby. Happy Students Research Conference Day, fam, and welcome to the
Bring
Truman
down the
Weather
audio.
Channel. I'm
You've
Gabriel
turned off that
Treehouse,
board,
and I'm
correct?
Rachel Redcott.
Okay, okay.
Today it was
And I'm
supposed to
coming
rain,
through.
but so far no, which is not true because it looks like it's gonna downpour.
I'm on
Tomorrow
2.
is gonna
Okay.
be beautiful,
Take it
sunny all
off,
day with highs of 64 degrees. Saturday though, most likely
Test
some
1,
dope
2.
rain
Test
in the
1,
morning.
2.
And
Test 1, 2.
highs of 71
Yeah,
degrees.
both of us are
Sunday,
there.
there are highs of 58 degrees.
Test
and
1,
the night
2.
skies will continue to cry. Maybe there's stress
Can you
about
bring down
finals,
audio?
too.
You
More
should be
serious
able to
Monday
mute that,
from
right?
us and the clouds. There will be a high of 63 degrees. Tuesday,
If
there
you
will
come up to
potentially
A
be
and
more
B,
rain,
you
maybe
should
not
be able
no-
to mute there, right? Yeah, now I can just hear myself. Yeah, it sounds a little hollow there. Let me, okay. We can fix that. Test, 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 test. I may be getting, I may be getting echo because I'm listening in through here. So what I'm going to do, let's just leave this on. And I'm going to crank up the masters just a little bit. And I'm going to go in my office and listen. I'll go in my office and listen.
That was in the camera bag, and I saw no bueno, and I thought I should pull it out.
I bet it's got a bad ground. Let's go get a different one.
No, we're fine. He brought in a different one. We're fine here. But that
That's a
shouldn't be
shit
in the
can.
camera bag. It's a
No.
bag.
No, shit can.
So I'll let you dispose of it as you see fit.
This is easy. Take time to hold it. Apparently somebody does though. Very little. Not a lot of this stuff.
Gotta stick around for weather.
I look like a deer in the headlights to you.
you hear me now? Great, thanks.
Dawson, step the fuck up.
You guys. Matt? Oh. Ha! Forgot. Hello, I'm Bria Parnell, and welcome to TMN Television on Thursday, April 25th. Tonight, we see the results of the recent Board of Governors meeting. We also find out more about the Truman State Film Festival this Saturday, and don't forget to stay tuned for our Truman Sports update and questions on the quad. These stories and more tonight on TMN Television. You don't want to miss this. The Truman Board of Governors met Saturday, April 13th to discuss multiple projects and listen to university leader reports. University President Sue Thomas reported she thinks the Greenwood Center project is moving along. She says she spoke to Missouri Governor Mike Parsons and Missouri Senator Cindy O'Loughlin about the project. She says O'Loughlin supports funding for Greenwood. Thomas also spoke about the STEMworks, the university's enrollment management firm, submitting its final report. She says she will release the report in a few days and talked about 6 groups of strategies it suggested to improve enrollment. The Board of Governors also approved several action items, including contracts for the chiller replacement project and construction projects for Violet Hall and the Student Union building. The unemployment rate in Adair County has decreased slightly, but remains stable overall. Executive Director for Kirksville Regional Economic Development, Inc., Carolyn Christman, says that as of February 2019, the unemployment rate for Adair County was 3.9%, which is 421 residents. This is a decrease from last February when the rate was 4.1%. This is the current rate for the Northeast Missouri region, while the current unemployment rate for Missouri is 3.2%. 15 Truman State University faculty and staff members have retired or are set to retire at this year. This is fewer retirees than usual. Executive Director of Human Resources Sally Hurleth says this might be because of the lack of incentives. Hurleth says the current plan is to fill the majority of the positions and that some have already been filled. She says the goal is to fill the positions as soon as qualified candidates can be identified and to have most filled by the start of the new fiscal year or before the end of the academic year. Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Janet Gooch says the departments are taking different approaches to fill faculty positions. Some will hire new members while others will redistribute course loads to remaining faculty or alter their curriculum. Enactus, a social change organization at Truman State University, recently hosted a junk drive for a fundraiser happening this Saturday. Vice President of Finance for Enactus, Micah Lindberger, says during Snacks for Knickknacks, some of the items they received included a coffee maker, bedding sets, and over 500 articles of clothing. He also says the money raised from the fundraiser goes towards the organization, and the items not sold will be donated to Outreach Mission, a local thrift store. After a quick break, stay tuned for our Truman weather forecast with Rachel and Gabby.
So this fundraising idea seemed like a really original new thought that a lot of our members could work on together, and it will benefit our organization, but it will also benefit the local charity Outreach Mission.
Yeah, that wasn't DXA. Was that supposed to be?
That would be enacted.
The enacted piece?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
Wednesday, fam.
We're also gonna really need to work on this. Right there.
Wednesday, fam.
It's
Wait,
part of the
oh.
practice.
Are we going? The camera went on.
We'll talk about that here in a minute. Here, tell them in there to wait 1 second. Hey, Aaron. Apparently there's an interview also.
Wait, you can just sit on this thing.
It's listed as both sides.
Is that the back end of the wheel side? Okay.
It's the back of both sides.
Why? Yeah, that's my mistake. Yeah. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, but I'm worse. Like, I get more loud than you, so I'd be like, yeah, move. And you would just be like, good.
We're just gonna keep going. And now we know. That's good. Now. Okay, we are ready for weather. Sorry about that, Wyatt. We are going to take from PM1 in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take PM1.
Happy Student Research Conference Day, fam. And welcome to the Truman Weather Channel. I'm Gabby Tweehouse. And I'm Rachel Whitehouse. Today was supposed to rain, but so far no precipitation. Tomorrow is going to be beautiful, sunny all day with highs of 64 degrees. Saturday, there will most likely be some dope rain in the morning and highs of 71 degrees. Sunday, there are highs of 58 degrees. In the night, the skies will continue to cry. Maybe they're stressed about finals too. More tears Monday from us in the clouds. There will be a high of 63 degrees. Tuesday, there will potentially be more rain. Maybe not though, we can't be for certain on that one. Same thing Wednesday, high of 68 degrees and potential precipitation. Thursday is going to be sweet if you like thunderstorms, a high of 70 degrees and scattered thunderstorms all day. And that is it, everyone. Have a swag-tastic rest of the week. And take frequent naps, like this.
Okay, then we would take graphic and music. But at this point, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take the music and we're going to wait for them to come back in. We're going to conduct the ceremony. Music. Ready, server. They serve.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheel coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
For the 8th time in her career, fourth this season and second in as many weeks, Truman softball's Krista Riesinger is the GLVC Player of the Week. Riesinger joins Rockhurst Emily Truitt as the league's only back-to-back winners this season, something that had never been done by a Truman player in 6 years of GLVC membership. Something else that had never been accomplished by a Bulldog or any GLVC player ever, for that matter, was receiving this honor 4 times in a single season. Riesinger hit a pair of home runs in both games at one at Missouri S&T and one at Drury to give her 13 blasts for the season, a new record high, career high. That also means she has 4 multi-homer games to her name, 3 of which have come this season. Also in that first game against the Panthers, Riesinger went 4 for 4 to pick up her 5th career 4-hit game and 3rd this season. That game was 1 of 4 on the week in which she had at least 2 hits. Next up, Riesinger and her fellow seniors will play their final home games on Saturday when they host Quincy for a Senior Day doubleheader beginning at 12 p.m. The Truman baseball team turned the tables on the University of Indianapolis Greyhounds with 11 runs over a 2-inning span and kept the Hounds out of reach with a 4-run 7th in Truman's 15-10 series finale. Final victory on Saturday. That's just too damn long. I'm sorry. The Bulldogs fell behind 3-0 at once again. University of Indianapolis used the long ball to get on top. Isaac Bear hit the team's 16th home run of the series in the top of the first to strike first. The Bulldogs put up their own crooked number in the fourth. A leadoff walk and a double by Stephen Bradbury brought up Corey Carter with 1 out. Carter singled in the Bulldogs, but put up their own crooked number in the fourth. Carter singled in the first run of the inning, and that started. Can y'all stop talking, please? Shut up. And that started a string of 7 straight Bulldogs to reach base. Even Evan Kaiser knocked in the final 2 with an RBI single to left to put Truman up 7-3. Truman started the hitting machine again in the fourth, with Carter starting things with a single to center. Adam Stoley was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, and Holden Missy followed with a 2-run single up the middle to make it 10-3. Stephen Bradbury added a sac fly to score solely for the final run. UND chipped away. They picked up a 2-run homer in the 6th and scored 3 times in the 7th to close the gap to 11-8. The Bulldogs countered in the bottom of the 7th. The first 2 walked, and a perfect bunt by Bradbury loaded the bases. Brian Edel hit a ball to the drawn-in infield, but the throw sailed wide, allowing 2 runners to score. The next 2 Truman hitters struck out, but Jack Goodwin laced a double down the right field. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm so tired of reading this shit. I'm gonna quit. Anyway, to make it 15-8, the Greyhounds scored 2 more on sac flies in the 8th before Mason King closed the door with a scoreless 9th inning. After moving from center to the hill, Carter went 3 for 6 while I'm about to start crying. Bradbury and Goodwin each had a pair of hits. Ryan Marks picked up the win after going 6 innings. Truman will finish the regular season on the road the next 2 weekends. Next week, they will be in St. Louis to face Maryville University. Truman's 4x400-meter relay team put up the fastest time of the season to cap off the 2019 Kansas Relays in Lawrence on Saturday. The Bulldogs competed all weekend at one of the biggest meets in the region and will return home for the final 2 meets of the regular season, starting on Wednesday with the Truman Quad meet. Eddie Barrett picked Mitch Henderson, Kyle Kubernat, and Elijah Farrells were the last team to advance on Friday to the finals of the 4x400 with a time of 3 minutes, 21 points, 41 seconds. In the final event of the meet, the Bulldogs took their 7th with their best at the year at 3 minutes, 19 points, 47 seconds. Cassidy Smestad competed in 3 throwing events in her final KU relays as a Bulldog. Smestad placed 5th in the shot with a distance of 44, 11, 75, and 19th in both the hammer and discus. Hannah Sells matched her PR in the pole vault for the 2nd straight meet. Sells finished 5th while clearing 11 to 11, 775. Grace Feeney ran a PR time in the 100-meter hurdles, and Kim Castor a personal best in the 5,000-meter run at 18 minutes, 58.52. As mentioned above, the next 2 meets will be at Stokes Stadium and the Kenneth Gardner track. The following week, Truman will be the host for the 2019 Great Lakes Valley Conference Outdoor Championships. The meet will begin on Thursday, May 2nd, with multiple events and distance races. This has been your Truman Sports Update. Be sure to stay tuned after the break. Okay, we're cutting the fuck out. The first ever Truman State University Film Festival is this Saturday at 5 p.m. Today we have 2 members of the Film Festival team. Well, then why is that one on? Okay, team, to talk with us about the festival.
So at this point, they will switch in Okay, okay. Sorry about that. I'm just thinking
On
that
camera one now,
we're
it wasn't
by the
camera
clock,
two.
and we definitely need to run through the graphics. So,
I would just go practice this section.
just gonna practice this section?
Practice this section and then go mechanics. The last part too.
Okay, so we are.
Is it this one or both? It doesn't matter. I don't know what they want me to do. Do they want me to give it to both?
Let's just take a server. The server that we. Yeah, that's fine. What do you think, Aaron? Both mics?
Both mics.
Yep, both mics. So, yeah, the server that comes after sports line.
My name is Rachel Fector. I'm a senior and my major is communication.
Sorry about that. Yes. What? Yes, you're going to be on cam 1.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire. It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Catch. Oh. My bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The first ever Truman State University Film Festival is this Saturday at 5 p.m. Today we have 2 members of the film festival team to talk with us about the festival. Feel free to Okay. So how are you guys today?
We're fantastic. Doing pretty well.
I'm alright. Could you please give us your name and maybe what you're doing for the festival?
My name is Trevor Hatfield, and I am helping organize the manpower for the event and the crew.
My name is Nate Applebaum. I'll be taking care of the judges the day of.
Alright, that's really cool. So first, I just want to ask you, why was the film festival started?
So the film festival was started principally by Jocelyn Colte as well as other members, students who had been asking for a film festival for a while, and this kind of reached her ears, and herself, having been in the film industry or the TV industry and documentary, felt like she really wanted to as well to start one up.
Say the same thing. All right, cool. So, what's the connection to Vincent Price?
So Vincent Price had a very intimate relationship with Truman. He actually wasn't a student himself, but but he grew up in St. Louis, born and raised, and he visited Truman frequently for our Lyceum series. Our Lyceum series is, and gave many speeches and different workshops for students who were going into acting, and he just fell in love with Truman and put it in many of his books and quotes. He mentioned Truman as being something that he really loved.
Okay, that's really cool. So how long have you guys been planning this festival?
So it's been in the works for both fall semester and spring semester of classes, and it's been 2 different classes that have been handling it principally, with some members from the fall semester also being in the spring semester. So the first half was doing a lot of fundraising, turning in the website, getting a lot of the prep work done, and this semester has been a lot of us screening films, sending out invitations, deciding what gets into the festival, that sort of thing, as well as all the day of.
Okay, all right. So what would you say is the most important thing you want students to get out of this festival?
This whole festival is an opportunity for students to express their passion and explore how much they love film. I know it's an outlet and it's an idea that's on Truman's campus that a lot of students are passionate about but don't really have an outlet to pursue that passion. So we really want to give them a chance to come together and commune and talk about films in an academic as well as just a fan-based way.
Okay.
There's also free food at Take Root at a reception afterwards, so.
We all love free food.
Yes.
Very cool. So what has been your favorite part of working on the festival?
I think my favorite part has just been the screening process itself, seeing how many submissions that we've gotten across Missouri as well as other states. whether or not their budget is large or small, are able to make some very fantastic films. I think it's been really rewarding to see that even in the Midwest, where we're kind of separated from East Coast and West Coast, where most film things are happening, there's still lots of people here in the Midwest that still want to pursue that.
Look out for in the comedy section, there's one film that has an excellent fight scene. So look out for that.
Okay, cool. So where is it, and do you have to pay?
The festival itself starts at 5 and it will be in Baldwin Little Theater. I would recommend showing up a little bit earlier so that you can get yourself adjusted and find a good seat. And what was the second question that you asked?
Yeah, pay. Do you?
Oh yes, and the admission is free for anybody that shows up. So you can show up, watch as many films as you want, and also the food afterwards at the reception is free. There's no admissions cost.
Yay, we all love free things. So thank you guys for being here with us today. Be sure to go to the Truman Film Festival this Saturday. Stay tuned after the break.
All right.
Why are we
And
switching
that's where we
cameras?
fast forward now. We're going to go back to the beginning. Also, Rachel, please tell Bria that she's also still with the phone. Hey, Aaron, look at the camera for Bria.
What?
Look at the camera or look at Bria.
What do you mean?
The interviewers.
Interviewers should be talking to Bria.
Talk to Bria. Bria is still kind of in the dark a little bit. Now Nathan.
Okay, it's a bit.
It's
They should really be closer together.
It's kind of
like,
hard, but they should be
should
pretty close
act
together.
like they're. They should act like they're best buddies. That.
Is that good, Aaron? That's good.
That's perfect.
I know it's low. We're not going from the interview. We're going to go from the very tip top. So they're okay. We're just getting the space worked out.
So, yeah, tell them they can, like, sit in there, get ready for their table.
Yep.
Or they can come back in here or whatever.
Yeah, we need a big sports.
Yeah, we definitely need to go for sports. Is there anything in the top section that you want us to go through?
1 second, Rachel. Anything in the top section that I want to run?
In the A block.
In the A block that I want to do anything to?
Yeah. A6.
You saying
Yeah.
run A6?
Yes. Okay, so let's run A6
Okay.
through.
It's okay.
Thanks.
Who's going to be fixing sports while we're running A6?
That's Gabe wrote that, so
Okay. So,
Gabe needs to decide, does he want that whole run through?
does Gabe want the whole run through?
Of that game?
Does Gabe want the whole run through of that game? He's the one who wrote it. He does not.
Okay, then cut it.
So we are
While you guys
cutting
are talking, could you like make sure you
baseball.
hold the mics like
Not
pretty
cutting the
close
whole thing
and then
in.
speak up.
Not cutting
It
the whole
doesn't pick up
thing,
very well.
just cutting
Thank
the
you.
section
Great
down.
answer.
Okay. So we need to run A6. Okay. Yep, we're mostly running A6 for in here. She did a good job on it. We're starting at a 6. Yep. Yep. So. We need to fix cam 1 first. Okay. Looks good to me. So we're going to be going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right server, 1.
Enactus, a social change organization at Truman State University, recently hosted a junk drive for a fundraiser happening this Saturday. Vice President of Finance for Enactus, Mika Lindberger, says during Snacks for Knickknacks, some of the items they received included a...
Wyatt, we're going from A6.
Because they will be wrong.
Yeah, it's just the Enactus Bosock, and then
Tell him
I messed
stress
up
out, is that why you're
on
telling
taking
me?
the actual interview, so I'll get that this time.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you good in there? Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. We're going to take again in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, server, 1.
Enactus, a social change organization at Truman State University, recently hosted a junk drive for a fundraiser happening this Saturday. Vice President of Finance for Enactus, Mika Lindberger, says during Snacks for Knickknacks, some of the items they received included a coffee maker, bedding sets, and over 500 articles of clothing. He also says the money raised from the fundraiser will go towards the organization, and the items not sold will be donated to Outreach Mission, a local thrift store.
So this fundraising idea seemed like a really original new thought that a lot of our members could work on together, and it will benefit our organization, but it will also benefit the local charity Outreach Mission.
After a quick break, stay tuned for our Truman's weather forecast with Rachel and Gabby.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor. Good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Happy Student Research Conference Day, and welcome to the Truman Weather Channel. I'm Gabby Tweehouse. And I'm Rachel Whitehouse. Today was supposed to rain, but so far no precipitation. Tomorrow is going to be beautiful. Sunny all day with highs of 64 degrees. Saturday there will most likely be some dope rain in the morning and highs of 71 degrees. Sunday there are highs of 58 degrees. In the night the skies will continue to cry. Maybe they're stressed about finals too. More tears Monday from us in the clouds. There will be a high of 63 degrees. Tuesday there will potentially be more rain. Maybe not though. We can't be for certain on that one. Same thing Wednesday, high of 68 degrees and potential precipitation. Thursday is going to be sweet if you like thunderstorms, a high of 70 degrees and scattered thunderstorms all day. And that is it, everyone. Have a swag-tastic rest of the week and take frequent naps like this.
I don't even know.
Take graphic and music.
Why did you turn up music?
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell, America. Let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
For the 8th time in her career, 4th this season, and 2nd in as many weeks, Truman softball Krista Riesinger is the GLBC Player of the Week. Riesinger joins rockers Emily Truman as the league's only back-to-back winners this season, something that had never been done by a Truman player in 6 years of GLBC membership. Something else that had never been accomplished by a Bulldog or any GLBC player ever, for that matter, was receiving this honor 4 times in a means she has 4 multi-homer games to her name, 3 of which have come this season. Also in that first game against the Panthers, Riesinger went 4 for 4 to pick up her 5th career 4-hit game and 3rd this season. That game was 1 of 4 in the week in which she had at least 2 hits. Next up, Riesinger and her fellow seniors will play their final home games on Saturday when they host Quincy for a senior day doubleheader beginning at 12 p.m. The Truman baseball team turned the tables on the University of Indianapolis Greyhounds with 11 runs over a 2-inning span and kept the Hounds out of reach with a 4-run 7th in Truman's 15-10 series final victory on Saturday. The Bulldogs fell behind 3-0 at once again. The University of Indianapolis used the long ball to get on top. Isaac Bear hit the team's 16th home run of the series in the top of the first to strike first. The Bulldogs put up their own crooked number in the 4th. Truman will finish the regular season on the road the next 2 weekends. Next week they will be in St. Louis to face Maryville University. Truman's 4x400 meter relay team put up the fastest time of the season to cap off the 2019 Kansas Relays in Lawrence on Saturday. The Bulldogs competed all weekend at one of the biggest meets in the region and will return home for the final two meets of the regular season starting on Wednesday with the Truman Quad meet. Eddie Barrett, Mitch Henderson, Kyle Kubernat, and Elijah Farrells were the last team to advance on Friday to the finals of the 4x400 with the time of 3 minutes 21.41 seconds. In the final event of the meet, the Bulldogs took 7th with their best of the year at 3 minutes 19.47 seconds. Cassidy Smeestad competed in 3 throwing events in her final KU relays as a Bulldog. Smeestad placed 5th in the shot with a distance of 44.11.75 and the 19th in both the hammer and discus. Hannah Sells matched her PR in the pole vault for the 2nd straight meet. Sells finished 5th while clearing 11 to 11.75. Grace Feeney ran a PR time in the 100-meter hurdles, and Kim Castor a personal best in the 5,000-meter run at 18 minutes 58.52. As mentioned above, the next 2 meets will be at Stoke Stadium and the Kenneth Garner track. The following week, Truman will be the host for the 2019 Great Lakes Valley Conference Outdoor Championships. The meet will begin on Thursday, May 2nd with multi-event and distance races. This has been your Truman Sports Update. Be sure to stay tuned after the break.
What? It's the wrong piece.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten. 40%. That's almost half the food we produce. Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM, pick up a copy of the Index, and look at Detours Magazine's latest adventure online. Don't forget to also check out our news content on TMN.Truman.edu. You can also follow TMN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for breaking news updates. And if you missed part of our broadcast tonight, check out TMN-TV on YouTube. And if you ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head over to TMN.Truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today. From all of us here at TMN, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.
Okay. Hey, Wyatt, for all of the packages and servers, can you give us a 10-second and a 5 on the countdown? Okay. I think maybe just in all the clutter, I've been missing your 10-second countdown. Okay, guys. So I've just been missing that because we have a lot going on here. I apologize. Yeah, go ahead.
the battery pack level is up, and I have to replace that. That's it.
Yeah, feel free to keep doing good. Sorry. Karen doesn't want to use anymore? No. Oh, I thought she said she could. Just to confirm, are we going to lose the weather graphics, or are we still going to do it?
We're losing those graphics.
Hey, Rachel? We're going to lose weather graphics because Gabby's tech director, and it's not like a feasible amount for Aaron to be tech director or to be the tech director during it. We just have a lot going on right now, so I don't know if that would be a good idea.
What's ready?
She suggested that we have the come in and do graphics while we switch to tech director. I think that's just a little much. What do you think?
I think we should be. We've done it without graphics before. It's just, it gags on him. We need a director with a little more experience with it. Because I've done tech director and director before at the same time, but you have not had that experience yet. So I think for now you need to go with tech director.
Yeah. We're just going to have it be good. You have 6 minutes. Except for you. You do good.
Okay. Is the baseball resistant?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we deleted that whole.
I'm sorry for making you read that.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what was going on with that one.
That's dramatic.
I apologize. We appreciate your efforts on a fire back.
We appreciate that.
Okay. Well. Why did we change clouds? They think we can't read.
I think it's because of like giving you feedback from seconds.
Okay.
Okay. That one keeps going on us every time.
Nothing's okay.
So. What?
Is it? I didn't hear that there.
Oh, that's because of that. I think. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I didn't use the phone, I put it on program. That's what they told me to do. Yeah.
Oh, found it. Found what's wrong.
Gotcha.
We found what's wrong.
Okay.
It's okay. No, we just have to go to channel 36 specifically.
Okay.
And then it's already unlocked, so all I have to do is
For a minute, I was like,
for a second there, I was like, wait, what? What is
Oh my
going on?
God. Hi. Okay. Okay. So for the interview, is it cool if I put the questions in my lap?
I just want to.
But can I read? Should I read from the
You can
table
read
or not to the teleprompter?
You can read from the table, or you can, it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
If you can add with those questions. I didn't know how you would want to read them, so I just said, here's our
guys doing good on Thursday?
You guys did great.
Good interview.
We're just, it's been a day. We're slowly figuring things out. We have 3 minutes left.
Yeah, Rachel's not back in there.
Tell why it's start recording.
They want, yeah, recording in 2 minutes. The record button is broken.
What? Record button.
How many people will end up viewing this weekly?
Nope.
I can't remember. We did that.
The record button. Working my heart down.
I know.
Just write it out.
On fire now. No, head in there, we got 2 minutes. Let's do it. That's how it works.
You. There we go.
Is recording good?
Okay, I'm holding radio.
Okay. What do you guys been told? Go ahead and go to program.
We're going to program, people.
That means no cursing. Perfect way to put it.
We have 1 minute. Ethan. We have 30 seconds. We have 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Graham Parnell, and welcome to TMN Television on Thursday, April 25th. Tonight we see the results of the recent Board of Governors meetings. We also find out more about the Truman State Film Festival this Saturday. And don't forget to stay tuned for our Truman Sports Update and Questions on the Quad. These stories and more tonight on TMN Television. You don't want to miss this. The Truman Board of Governors met Saturday, April 13th to discuss multiple projects and listen to university leader reports. University President Sue Thomas reported she thinks the Greenwood Center project is moving along. She says she spoke to Missouri Governor Mike Parsons and Missouri Senator Cindy O'Laughlin about the project. She says O'Laughlin supports funding for Greenwood. Thomas also spoke about the SEM Works, the university's enrollment management firm, submitting its final report. She says she will release the report in a few days and talked about 6 groups of strategies it suggested to improve enrollment. The Board of Governors also approved several action items, including contracts for the chiller replacement project and construction projects for Violet Hall and the Student Union building. The unemployment rate in Adair County has decreased slightly but remains stable overall. Executive Director for Kirksville Regional Economic Development, Inc., Carolyn Chrisman, says that as of February 2019, the unemployment rate for Adair County was 3.9%, which is 421 residents. This is a decrease from last February when the rate was 4.1%. This is the current rate for the Northeast Missouri region, while the current unemployment rate for Missouri is 3.2%. 15 Truman State University faculty and staff members have retired or are set to retire at this year. This is fewer retirees than usual. Executive Director of Human Resources Sally Hurlith says this might be because of the lack of incentives. Hurlith says the current plan is to fill the majority of the positions and that some have already been filled. She says the goal is to fill the positions as soon as qualified candidates can be identified and to have most filled by the start of the new fiscal year or before the end of the academic year. Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Janet Gooch says departments are taking different approaches to fill faculty positions. Some will hire new members while others will redistribute course loads to remaining faculty or alter their curricula. Enactus, a social change organization at Truman State University, recently hosted a junk drive for a fundraiser happening this Saturday. Vice President of Finance for Enactus, Mika Lindberger, says during Snacks for Knickknacks, some of the items they received included a coffee maker, bedding sets, and over 500 articles of clothing. He also says the money raised from the fundraiser goes towards the organization, and the items not sold will be donated to Outreach Mission, a local thrift store.
So this fundraising idea seemed like a really original new thought that a lot of our members could work on together, and it will benefit our organization, but it will also benefit the local charity Outreach Mission.
After a quick break, stay tuned for our Truman weather forecast with Rachel and Gabby.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Happy Student Research Conference Day, fam.
And welcome to the Truman Weather Channel.
I'm Gabby Tweehouse.
And I'm Rachel Whitehouse.
Today was supposed to rain, but so far no precipitation.
Tomorrow is going to be beautiful, sunny all day with highs of 64 degrees.
Saturday there will most likely be some dope rain in the morning and highs of 71 degrees.
Sunday there are highs of 58 degrees and the night sky will continue to cry. Maybe they're stressed about finals too.
More tears Monday from us and the clouds. There will be a high of 63 degrees.
Tuesday there will potentially be more rain. Maybe not though, we can't be for certain on that one.
Same thing Wednesday, high of 68 degrees and potential precipitation.
Thursday is going to be sweet if you like thunderstorms. A high of 70 degrees and scattered thunderstorms all day.
And that is it, everyone.
Have a swagtastic rest of the week.
And take frequent naps.
Like this.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
For the 8th time in her career, 4th this season and 2nd in as many weeks, Truman softball's Krista Resinger is the GLVC Player of the Week. Resinger joins Walker's Emily Truitt as the league's only back-to-back winners this season, something that had never been done by a Truman player in 6 years of GLVC membership. Something else that had never been accomplished by a Bulldog or any GLVC player was receiving this honor for four times in a single season. Resinger hit a pair of home runs in both games, one at Missouri S&T and one at Drury, to give her 13 blasts for the season, a new career high. That also means she has 4 multi-homer games to her name, 3 of which have come this season. Also in that first game against the Panthers, Resinger went 4 for 4 to pick up her 5th career 4-hit game and 3rd this season. That game was one of 4 4 on the week, in which she had at least 2 hits. Next up, Resinger and her fellow seniors will play their final home games on Saturday when they host Quincy for a Senior Day doubleheader beginning at 12 p.m. The Truman baseball team turned the tables on the University of Indianapolis Greyhounds with 11 runs over a 2-inning span and kept the Hounds out of reach with a 4-run 7th in Truman's 15-10 series finale victory on Saturday. The Bulldogs fell behind 3-0 at once again. University of Indianapolis used the long ball to get on top. Isaac Bear hit the team's 16th home run of the series in the top of the first to strike first. The Bulldogs put up their own crooked number in the 4th. Truman will finish the regular season on the road the next 2 weekends. Next week they will be in St. Louis to face Maryville University. Truman's 4x400-meter relay team put up the fastest time of the season to cap off the 2019 Kansas Relays in Lawrence on Saturday. The Bulldogs competed all weekend at one of the biggest meets in the region and will return home for the final 2 meets of the regular season, starting on Wednesday with the Truman Quad Meet. Eddie Barrett, Mitch Henderson, Kyle Kubernat, and Elijah Farrells were the last team to advance on Friday to the finals of the 4x400 with a time of 3 minutes 21.41 seconds. In the final event of the meet, the Bulldogs took 7th with their best of the year at 3 minutes 19.47 seconds. Cassidy Smeestad competed in 3 throwing events in her final KU relays as a Bulldog. Smeestad placed 5th in the shot with a distance of 44 to 11.75 and 19th in both the hammer and discus. Hannah Sells matched her PR in the pole vault for the 2nd straight meet. Sells finished 5th while clearing 11 to 11.75. Grace Feeney ran a PR time in the 100-meter hurdles, and Kim Castor a personal best in the 5,000-meter run at 18 minutes 58.92 seconds. As mentioned earlier, the next 2 meets will be at Stoke Stadium and the Kenneth Gardner track. The following week, Truman will be the host for the 2019 Great Lakes Valley Conference Outdoor Championships. The meet will begin on Thursday, May 2nd, with multi-events and distance races. This has been your Truman Sports Update. Be sure to stay tuned after the break.
Got a quarter?
The first ever Truman State University Film Festival is this Saturday at 5 p.m. Today we have 2 members of the Film Festival team to talk with us about the festival. Hi guys, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi Bree, thanks for having us on. I am Trevor Hatfield, and I am going to be in charge of the crew for the day.
Hi, I'm Nate Applebaum. I'll be in charge of taking care of the judges the day of.
Okay, that's really great. So my first question, why was the film festival started?
So the film festival started based on a coalition of students who came before Jocelyn Colty and were very interested and had spoken about for a long time wanting this kind of an event to happen. And then she kind of spearheaded it from there, started this class that's been going for 2 semesters that's putting on the festival. That's about how it got started.
Okay, so how has the planning been going for the festival?
The planning's been going great. It's actually been a 2-semester-long process. It started last semester in the fall. Jocelyn Colty started a class with about 20 people, and then it has continued in the spring. Some of those people have taken the class in both semesters. And the very first semester, they were in charge of fundraising, getting all the different processes of the film festival just started and running, where the second semester has been more focused on screening the films and actually getting the event of the day of planned out.
Okay, cool. So what's been the hardest part, do you think, of just putting together such a large event?
The hardest part, I think, has just been a lot of the little things that you wouldn't think about putting on an event that you have to jump through and get the legal documents. And I know from a small college in a small town, getting fundraising, I know that was sort of an issue at the very beginning, but luckily the community came forward and a lot of local companies are supporting this film festival and making it come to a reality. So we're very fortunate for that.
What would you say is the hardest?
I'd say some of the screening process has been pretty difficult, just kind of deciding which films get in, which don't. There's been like disagreements with the committee itself, but that's also been some of the fun of it as well.
Cool. So what is something important that you want students to know about the festival?
I guess the first thing they need to know is when and where to be for the festival. So it'll be this Saturday at 5 o'clock in Baldwin Hall Little Theater. And the entire event is free admission. So from 5 on, we'll be doing screenings of all the 13 films that got into the festival that are competing, as well as 5 that are just non-competing that we thought were really good. And then after the screenings, they'll end about 8 o'clock. And we'll move on over to Take Root, where there'll be a reception with free food, and the award ceremony will follow that. The day of the event, we are also selling T-shirts. They're actually really awesome. They're tie-dyed purple and say Truman Film Festival on them. And something that I would also like people to know about the festival is that we are doing it in honor of Vincent Price, who was someone that really had an intimate relationship with Truman. He visited many times for the Lyceum series and spoke and did workshops for students who were interested in acting. He was a very big name at the golden era of filmmaking, when it was black and white, doing horror films mainly. And we have decided to do this festival in honor of him because he loved Truman so much, so we kind of wanted to give back to him. And we are fortunate as well that his daughter is coming as one of our judges. So that's something to look forward to, is getting to see Vincent Price's daughter and hear her talk about her father and how that was raising up with a famous dad, I guess.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I think something that I would want people to know is that festivals like these are really cool to have at a university, and not a lot of universities have them. And this being the first year of it, it's kind of like a momentous occasion, like the first annual Truman State University Film Festival is happening, and it could go on year after year to be a thing, to become bigger, and so to be there when it first happened would be a really cool thing. So if you're free this Saturday, I'd be there.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, so just out of curiosity, are there any films to maybe watch out for at the festival?
So we have a great variety of films that we got to screen. We had about 40 films that we had to decide which ones were going to be in and which ones weren't going to be in. But we had films from Missouri and across the nation, which was incredible. But we have a ton of diversity in this festival, and that's something to really look forward to. We have comedies, we have horrors, sci-fis, dramas. I think Nate can talk more about some of the things you might be looking forward to in some of those.
Yeah, I'd say one thing to look out for in the comedy category is a film that's got a great fight scene in it.
Great, that's really great. All right, so this is my last question, or I guess not a question, a request really. Could you just kind of, just real quick, explain the festival, when it's happening, all that jazz? Just, you already kind of did, but a little more.
Yeah, I can do that again. So it starts off at 5 o'clock in Baldwin Hall Little Theater. I request getting there a little bit early so that you can get a good seat and get accustomed to the festival. Right at 5 o'clock, we will kick off events. We'll have a few guest speakers, including Victoria Price, who will kick off our festival, and then we'll get straight into the screenings from there. And we'll have a little intermission, more screenings, and then after that, around 8 o'clock, we'll move over to Take Root, where there'll be a free reception with food, and you can mingle and meet the filmmakers, other people that are interested in film, or just the people that are traveling to come to the festival and talk about what you thought of the event. And right after that, the judges will come over, and at 10 o'clock, we'll present the awards, which will be really exciting as well.
All right, great. Well, thank you guys for being with us today. Be sure to go to the Truman Film Festival this Saturday, and stay tuned after the break.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Smokey,
Catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Reporter Gabby Tweehouse has another behind-the-scenes look at TMN Television with TV reporter and Detours editor Rachel Fechter on this week's Meet the Staff.
My name is Rachel Fechter. I'm a senior and my major is communication. I guess I initially started helping with like live show positions and stuff just because it seemed interesting and like it would offer good experiences about broadcast journalism and how television and working on a television set works. And more recently, I've gotten to do video packages. Please edit that out. It's gonna like be like my thing, like the orchestra rehearsal.
I have orchestra rehearsal. I have orchestra rehearsal.
Ooh, not, what is it, tech director? Not that one. Probably audio. Like, there's a bit of trial and error with, like, pushing the buttons at the right times, but now I, like, have that down. Gaining the experience of working in, like, a broadcast journalist environment, and also just, like, meeting new people and, like, learning new skills, and also, like, learning about other people and hearing new perspectives. I do think it would be cool if TMN-TV had like our own pet on staff, like a TMN-TV cat or something. I think that would be really cute and a good way to bond as a staff. I'm just saying, like, people who don't like cats haven't met the right cat yet. So there's like questions on the quad and questions on the sub, but I think it would be fun to do puns on the quad. So like you just go up to people and tell them a pun and like see how they respond and walk away. And it's like you're like brightening someone's day and with like a cheesy joke or making them really annoyed. I work for Detours magazine, which is another branch of TMN, and I'm the executive editor there. Don't be afraid of like getting involved and like volunteering for stuff, especially like even just like dealing with the equipment can seem really overwhelming and scary, like, oh, the camera or like the audio and all the buttons. Just don't be afraid to try it and put yourself out there. Ooh, the chicken quesarito. So somebody goes like, check out the buns on that guy, and then it pans to a dude and he's like covered in hamburger buns. And then like a guy in a police uniform comes in and he's like, this is the comedy police. The joke is too funny. And then the guy's like, I'm not going back to jail. I guess I'd say like the people here, for the most part, it seems like people take learning seriously here. I'd like to think there's a lot of pretty smart people here who think critically about stuff, and so it's a good environment for learning, and my 4 years here have been pretty good because of that. There was a week where we had some people from like a play that came and we like interviewed them, and I was on audio that week, and we had to have like a bunch of different mics, and it was like really convoluted, and I was like manning the audio board and like had to keep messing with all the levels, and I felt like I did a really bad job, but then afterwards everyone was like, oh, you did a really good job, Rachel, and like it sounded good, and like way to like stick with it. And so I felt like very validated and like nice and warm and fuzzy. My favorite coworker is whoever brings muffins to the next meeting. So bring muffins.
I would kind of like to see a cooking segment. I think that'd be hysterical. It'd either be really entertaining and go really well, or really entertaining because it went horribly.
Rachel Whitehouse and Gabby Tweehouse are back this week with another edition of Questions on the Sub.
What is up, my fellow students?
I'm Cara DeBryan. I'm a sophomore communications major.
I'm Danny. I'm a sophomore communication disorders major.
I'm Melanie Kuster. I'm currently a sophomore and I'm an anthropology major.
My name is Will Flowers. I'm a freshman and I'm a music education major.
My name is Ray Stewart. I'm a junior sociology major.
My name's Rebecca Gramlich. I'm an exercise science major and a senior.
Chicken quesadilla.
Same, chicken quesadilla.
Ooh, I like the Crunchwrap Supremes. That's definitely a go-to. And those like cinnamon fall things, yeah, those are the best.
You'll get the $5 box or a quesarito.
Well, I usually get a steak quesadilla and a little cheesy potato thing with the sour cream, and the cheesy fest potatoes are amazing.
Yeah, chicken quesadilla with a side of nachos.
I like to fold origami.
Really?
Yeah, I can do paper cranes from memory.
I can sing really high notes.
Do it.
That's true.
Not really a hidden talent, but I can touch my tongue to my nose.
Do it. Way.
I can sometimes do a good Mickey Mouse impression.
Do it.
Oh!
Not really.
Oh.
I'm really good at playing the piano.
Homework.
That and rehearsal for Sweet Nothings.
Hopefully sleeping in. That's like the big plan, and then I have papers to crank out, so that's what I'll be doing.
We had plans to go to Thousand Hills, but it might be raining, so we don't know for sure. Other than that, probably ping pong and or pool.
I'm getting my hair cut, so that's kind of exciting.
Do you do at 5:30 on Thursdays?
Work.
5:30 on Thursdays? Just chilling, basically. Maybe eating dinner. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm usually in a Phi Mu Alpha business meeting.
I'm eating dinner before board meeting at 6.
Or, if you tune into Channel 36 on on-campus TVs, you can watch yourself.
That sounds interesting.
Lots of cookie dough and pushing through.
I think just keeping organized, like making sure you're focused on what you're doing.
Not really a tip, but kind of like mentality. I feel like people just kind of need to accept that it's the end of the year and like you can get done what you can get done, and if you can't get stuff done, that's okay.
Just relax. Finals are just another test that you have to take, and then take any free time you feel comfortable taking.
Stay organized and take breaks. It's probably my best advice for this time of the year.
I really love going to Thousand Hills and walking around there. It's gorgeous this time of the year. Anything to get off campus and de-stress and just get away from everything.
This was a really good time. Thank you.
Yes, this was fun. Good luck out there.
I hope everyone has a good finals week and come to final blowout and have some fun.
No.
Go Bulldogs.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks for watching. We hope to see you next week with our final questions in the sub for the semester. Goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRN, pick up a copy of the Index, and look at Detours Magazine's latest adventure online. Don't forget to also check out our news content on tmn.truman.edu. You can also follow TMN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for breaking news updates. And if you missed part of our broadcast tonight, check out TMN-TV on YouTube. And if you've ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head on over to tmn.truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today. From all of us here at TMN, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.
You almost killed the time. What are we doing? Let's cut that down again.
Make sure that they clean up in the studio.
Also, I noticed on here at the beginning, we said Truman State Festival. Are we supposed to say that? Truman or Truman State University? It's Truman State University.
Yeah.
I round up to the hour, so if we get to 6, I'm counting another hour.
Yeah, good job.
That is like,
I thought it was I was like, I'm in the front.
Yeah, I need to go. It started at 5. What? But I told him I was going to be late. I have a presentation too, so it's fine. I did an absence excuse, so I'm excused. But okay. Bye.
Good work. Way to persevere. Had some technical difficulties. Not on your end, but on my end. Very smooth afternoon.
Sorry.
Maria, we're doing a party.
Quick talk.
Is there going to be cake? Why asked about
Oh, yeah.
minutes ago.
I was going to start up the cake discussion.
Okay, well, cake discussion is planned for next week. Cake discussion has to do with next week. So, we'll just vote now. Pizza or cake?
Cake.
Cake? Cookie.
And Norm's gonna go on the show with us.
Okay.
He said that he was.
Norm never lies.
Better not. Norm always goes bad.
So,
Can we put radio back on?
so,
Thanks, good catch.
fill out the survey that I sent. If I need to send it out again, I will.
Always.
It's what was your favorite TMN team for the semester stuff? What superlatives do you think people
What
should
if we
get?
don't remember any?
Well, that's what we have a YouTube page. Go be on YouTube. Or just
Really?
put, yes.
There's one of those.
Yes. Or
I've actually tried to look it up before and I couldn't find it.
Just say that Gabby
Oh, wow.
is show on November 15th.
Well, that's what I looked
No.
up.
TMN, well, type in TMN television.
Yes, I did put it right in
But, if you can't get to it, I'll send a link in the group chat. So, don't forget to talk to Bria about graduation. Dr. Price, do you need help taking stuff down?
I do, if anybody wants to hang around. You're not required to, just
Take what down?
cameras, the TriCaster, the cable, all that stuff. You don't have to.
I'm so excited.
Volunteer, whatever.
Don't all jump at once. So, cake next week. Wait, is it cookie cake or regular cake?
It's always cookie cake.
Always cookie cake.
We've established the
Sorry.
precedent.
There's a cookie cake is more. Cookie cake is more affordable for me to buy for everyone.
Better. I don't like regular cake.
So, in case you forgot, and why did not, you weren't there at the meeting on Tuesday.
Nope,
Call
never.
out.
They don't have to.
I'm
We're just
having a
hired
party at
guns.
my house next week because I'm leaving. It's at 8 p.m. So you don't have to come.
Well, we didn't.
Yes. There will be the beverage.
Hold on.
Wait, we're all 21 here.
It's on campus. Okay. Yes, my house stuff. That will be there. So thank you all for making this a great last show.
Don't cry.
This is not the last show. Don't cry. Oh, this is the last show. I haven't tried it.
Oh, they
We'll make next week so bad you got
Don't do that to me. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. You are free to go unless you want to help Dr. Price.
Matt, come back. Let's just help. Let's just do it.
Okay.
Good man.
So.
Good man.
Oh.
I gotta go to the train station.
Oh, right.
Take him at the energy of the concert.
We'll get an extra 15 minutes.
K-pop.
Okay.
Blackpink.
Or something, however long it takes.
K-pop. Chicago. I'm going back now.
All right. So if you can help, please help. Considering.